Middlesex collapse after Fletcher fireworks. Notts were the happier of the two sides on day one at Lord's, largely thanks to a timely Hasib Hamid 100 and an impressive partnership between Stephen Mullaney and Tom Moores, the captain unbeaten at the end of the day on 92. But he wouldn't get any further, out-trapped in front by Roland Jones to the first ball of the day, exactly what Middlesex needed. And it was Roland Jones who dismissed Tom Moores too. Stumps rattled, the visitors now 7 down. And he did it again, Liam Patterson-White only able to add 14 before he was castled by the Middlesex bowler. Pattinson took Notts past 350 with a lovely looking shot whipped through the leg side, but Roland Jones was on the charge, and the Aussie couldn't resist, out-caught by Simpson for 7. If Middlesex thought the end was near with just 1 wicket left, Luke Fletcher had other ideas entirely, and was soon flaying Bamber and Holman to all parts of Lord's as he raced his way through the early stages of his innings. When the burly Notts bowler launched Holman into the nursery ground for 6, he and Broad had put on 50 for the final wicket and taken their side beyond 400. Fletcher went to a 50 of his own, scored off 52 balls when he tamely stroked De Cares for 1 into the leg side. A really impressive innings had restored his side's strong position. That was the extent of his contribution. Out-caught behind off the bowling of Anderson, Notts all out for 415, lunch taken with the fall of the wickets. Roland Jones had really set the cat amongst the pigeons with 4 second-day wickets, leaving Nottinghamshire wobbling, which made Fletcher's knock all the more important. The 10th wicket pair had added a potentially crucial 63 runs, the bulk by the number 11. And Nottinghamshire carried on that enthusiasm into their bowling innings. Robson out-bowled by Pattinson for 9, the leave not the best judged. You couldn't keep Fletcher out of the game. Josh De Cares run out after superb work by the bowler, who clearly loved taking the wicket. Stoneman and Hanscom mounted a recovery. They put together a crucial partnership for the hosts and kept Nottinghamshire at bay. It was worth 50 in the overs before tea, and the score looked much healthier at the break, at 91 for 2. Notts pegged them back after the break. Stoneman's defences beaten, out-bowled by Pattinson for 31. Holden was now with Hanscom. The pair took Middlesex to 3 figures, and the Aussie was starting to think about a half-century. But he fell 2 runs short. A third for Pattinson, his countryman trapped in front, and the hosts reduced to 127 for 4. Holden followed, Patterson-White getting a bit of turn to pin the number 5 in front for 21, and Simpson would only add 9 before he succumbed to Fletcher, the Middlesex innings threatening to go off the rails. And they couldn't rescue it, a 4th for Pattinson when he found Holman's pads. And then Broad made it 8, Roland Jones caught by Slater at fine leg. Could they make it to the close? Anderson was doing his best to make sure of that. A bit of a late fight back mustered by the number 8, and he had his side inching their way towards 200. But he wouldn't make it to the end of the day, caught by Mullaney for a second to Broad, out for 30. And Broad finished them off. Murtagh lasted just 3 balls, bowled by the England international for 2. Middlesex all out for 195, 220 behind their visitors. Hanscom had top scored for Middlesex. The captain did his best with 48, but he wasn't helped by many around him. Just 4 more scores of double figures across a pretty sorry batting card. Pattinson had led the attack, finishing with 4 for 49. And he'd be able to put his feet up. Mullaney declined the chance to enforce the follow-on. Nottinghamshire back out there for the final over of the day, which was seen out by Luke Fletcher. Nottinghamshire are in cruise control now. Time is on their side, and so is the scoreboard. Middlesex need to find a bit of magic.